Today I'm installing the Van Compass Stage 1 kit on my Mercedes Sprinter build. Before you buy this, you want to make sure you weigh your van. You want to do this towards the end of your build and then factor in any extra gear. So I've done that. I weighed it at cat scales, got a front and rear axle weight and a total vehicle weight. So I was able to get the suspension tuned to that specific weight range. So today I'm installing it. The rear is basically just replacing the rear struts. The front is adding some brackets and adding in struts that'll support what's up there. The big deal with this is that it takes out that swaying feeling when you're on wet pavement or in a canyon, or even when you have wind hitting the side of the van. So this makes it a lot safer and a lot more comfortable ride. Okay, I'm gonna lie to you, that was super easy. Basically just pull the wheels off, pull the old struts, it's 2 bolts, and then put the new ones in. They do need to be compressed a little bit to get the bottom one in the fork, but you can just lift up, line it up, slide the bolt through, it's super easy. So this is like probably a 10-20 minute job, tops. And I am no mechanic and hate mechanic stuff, so there you go, on the fronts. Okay, so I got the wheel off on the front suspension. The first thing we're gonna do on this Stage 1 kit is replace these little bumpers here that bottom out on this plate. We're replacing them with these Sumo springs, which should give it a much nicer ride in the front end, just that simple mod alone, before we even do the strut. So that's just a quick 13mm socket. We'll get these switched out real fast, then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so that was easy, both sides are done. We're on to step 2, which is gonna be the sway bar disconnect. Basically, we're replacing this linkage with one that has lynch pins on the top and bottom, so we can remove this from the system. This is great if you're off-roading a lot or driving around on dirt roads, dirt trails, campgrounds, things like that, to keep all 4 wheels on the ground and not get that feeling of a third wheel coming off the ground. It's just gonna be a quick 18mm wrench here, a T40 Torxed. So with that, we're gonna put the 2 pins in. We got the smaller one goes on top, bigger one in the bottom with a spacer, and then we'll tighten those in place, and then our new linkage will essentially just slide over them and then pin in place. Okay, so now that we got the springs in and we got the linkage done on the driver's side, we're gonna go ahead and install these struts. First thing we need to do is remove all this plastic. Then we're gonna put our lower bracket in, upper bracket, put the strut in, and then put the plastic back. These are just 10mm threaded caps, and mostly you can get them with your fingers. And then there's the Torx heads here, there's one on the back side here, and then there's a couple push pins up front. Once we get this out of the way, we can go ahead and start on the brackets. Oh yeah, this new suspension's sick. Totally not swaying on the road anymore. Feels a lot stiffer. It's just a really good ride.